Conway Castle. It was always his nightmare that the French may invade into England through the back door, as we call it, into Wales and through the border. Hence these large castles, and they're known as the Ring of Steel. Conway Castle was started in 1283, and it only took them 5 years to build the castle and the town walls. The castle itself, it was a garrison. It sits high above the rocks. Edward chose to build his castle sea-based because he could get his supplies coming into the castle, and it also protected the land from any invasion. After he had defeated the last Prince Llewellyn in 1282, then Edward built these castles as a sign to the Welsh, I'm here to stay.
Plasmar is the finest Elizabethan townhouse in Britain. The Plasmar was built by Robert Wynne. He was a wealthy man, as shows in all the plasterwork around the house and the size of the house. Conway was built as an English settlement, and he actually built this house about 4 decades after the Welsh were actually allowed to live in Conway. So it was built really as a statement piece. This is the Great Chamber. This is where Robert would have entertained his peers. Next door we have the bedrooms. Robert's with his ensuite and Dorothy with a 4-poster bed which is furnished.
You are in Bodnant Garden in beautiful North Wales. It's a wonderful part of the world. Sits in a valley off the Conway estuary on the edge of the Snowdon mountain range. A lot of the plants in the garden were brought back by plant hunters from the Himalayas.
But we're most well known for our spring flowers, and especially the rhododendron, camellias, azaleas, magnolias, which are absolutely stunning, are planted on a very big scale here. One of the most spectacular gardens in the UK, and it's very well maintained. We've got a big team of gardeners, 25 gardeners and 45 volunteer gardeners, so it's as good a garden as you're likely to see in the UK.
We're so lucky we're standing in a brilliant place today. We're at the top of Nant Gwynant and the weather is clear for us, and we've even got a treat of the snow. We're on the edge of Mount Snowdon. Now, looking ahead of us between the 2 peaks to the right and the left, Snowdon right in the middle. It's got the clouds down, which isn't unusual for it, but having the snow on there just emphasised the beauty and the drama of the place. We are in Snowdonia National Park. It covers over 820 square miles, and it was created as a national park in the 1950s. And we have many legends around here, one especially of King Arthur and a giant called Rhita Fawr.
The railway opened in 1836 and it's been running ever since. This particular locomotive was built in 1865, delivered here the same year.
So in 1836, was it steam hauled then?
No, it was a horse and cart basically.
Horse and cart?
Yeah, it was built to carry slaves, you know.
When did it start start carrying the first passengers and why?
In around about the 1870s, because it used to carry the workers from the slate quarries. Last year we carried over 350,000 passengers.
My goodness.
Welcome to Port Merion. This is the brainchild of one person, the architect Sir Clough Williams-Ellis, who had a burning ambition to build the village to show off his architecture. He waited for 20 years to find the right site to do it, and he came across this site in 1925 and he bought it for £5,000. He's built right on cliff edges. He's also built on using the stonework as a part of the architecture as well. The main reason was to show that you can have fun with architecture, so there's tricks on the buildings, so that was his idea behind it.
The first Prince of Wales to an English monarch was actually born here. It was the son of Edward I. He brought his pregnant queen here to give birth in the castle so that he could say to the Welsh people, I give you your own prince. He is not English speaking, and also he's born in Wales. This castle stretched way beyond the finance of the king when it was being built. It never actually got finished. The investiture of Prince Charles happened in 1969, and if you look down onto the grass you see the circle of slate. That was the dais where he knelt in front of the Queen as she presented the title to him. We are standing outside the station that boasts to have the longest platform name. It is called
Pwll Gwyngyll, Gwyndragwr, Llantyseiliog, Ogogoch. Llanfair, Pwll Gwyngyll, Gogeryll, Gwyndrabydd, Llantyseiliog, Ogogoch.
There was a man, a retailer, owned a shop here. One of the stories is that he sent his son to the top of the obelisk that you see over on the right hand side and asked him, what could you see? And the son told him in English that he could see the church of Mary in the hollow of the white hazel by the swirling waters and the church of St. Cilio near the red caves. So they translated all of that into Welsh, and that's how we have this long place name.
This castle is a 13th century castle, and it's built on a rock which features in one of the oldest legends of Wales, the legend of Branwen. So it's a very historic site, even before the King of England, Edward I, decided to build his imposing castle.
Sound of the zip line going over. What happened here is that back in the 1830s we started mining for slate, and we managed to dig out enough slate to roof many places around the world. So what happened was we created enormous underground caverns, and people started visiting those caverns back in the 1970s, and we still have a tour where you can learn all about the history and the culture. People love doing now is experiencing things and having adventures. So working with an amazing company called Zip World, we created new attractions here, overground zip lines and also Bounce Below, which is the world's first and only underground 3-storey trampoline attraction. And for the really adventurous, there's Zip World Caverns, where you climb around the inside of the caverns and get to zip line through this amazing underground landscape.
The beautiful